It was the government's most ambitious announcement in the interim budget, a 75,000 crore scheme promising direct cash transfer to an estimated 12 crore small and marginal farmers across India. The Prime Minister has launched the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme from Gorakhpur in Uttar Pradesh. Speaking at the launch, Prime Minister revealed the big numbers for the first installment. Over 2,000 crore rupees have been transferred to over 1 crore beneficiaries. And Prime Minister launched an attack on opposition-ruled states over the list of beneficiaries. He said, and I quote, "Few states want to politicize the issue. They are not sending us the list. I'm warning them that if the list does not reach us, the curse of the farmers will destroy them." We spoke to economists and agri-experts on what they make of this. Let's listen in.
Even in next year, it is unlikely that all the farmers will get benefit, as your report rightly mentioned. The few states are staying away from it, so the full potential or full benefit of it will not be realized. This particular scheme may become a bigger one if the other schemes are subsumed into that.
I think it's a progressive measure that farmers are going to get something. I think the amount is very insufficient to even cover the losses that farmers have suffered due to government policy in last 5 years. It's not even a drop in the ocean compared to what the losses has been incurred by farmers on account of government policies to mitigate food inflation. And we must also acknowledge that by giving this transfer, the government is acknowledging failure of other policy programs they have had 5 years to improve farmer livelihoods. That's why they have had to come to this point now. So that also must be understood.
Well, moving on then, in a setback for commodity brokers, SEBI has declared commodity broking arms of Motilal Oswal and IIFL not fit and proper as part of the action in the NSCL case. Yash Jain joins us early this morning to fill us in with all those details. Hi Yash, good morning.
Good morning, Nigel. So, of course, after a long course of investigation, SEBI finally cracking the whip on the brokers as far as the NSCL case is concerned. As you rightly pointed out, the big headline, of course, is that SEBI has declared Motilal Oswal commodities as well as IIFL commodities not fit and proper to carry out commodity derivative operations. What does that mean? Simply that with SEBI's order, Motilal Oswal commodities as well as IIFL commodities shall cease to act directly or indirectly as commodity brokers. Now, just to speak about the order a little bit before I talk about what went into it, essentially all the existing clients of Motilal Oswal as well as IIFL commodities will be allowed to transfer their funds or securities as far as the commodity section is concerned within 45 days of SEBI order without any additional cost. And to speak about the order and what went into it, it's certainly not a single party order. Of course, investigative agencies like EOW, SFIO did submit their report to market regulator SEBI asking them to take appropriate action against them. There were various kinds of irregularities which were pointed out by these two investigative agencies, be it talking about how financial transactions were being conducted in the garb of commodity transactions, false and misleading representation given to investors with respect to risk-free returns. So all sorts of those inputs went into it, after which SEBI appointed a committee of auditors to look into the matter, which also suggested some similar irregularities, after which, of course, SEBI taking this very, very big decision of calling and pronouncing these two commodity brokers as not fit and proper to carry out the commodity operation.
All right, Yash, thanks a lot for joining us and giving us all those details. But now it's time for a break. Up next, an exclusive conversation with Jonathan Gray of Blackstone. Stay tuned.
I started my investment in the year 2008 when there was a deep recession in the market. But I felt that to take a risk, this is the right time. Because the markets were down and it had no direction but to move up. You can imagine that the amount of increase that is there in the wealth. And I invested the money, and when markets touched 25,000, I just pulled out all the money, and that was a great earning which I earned. This is what my investment journey is, and then that money I got invested into my property. My investment has surely helped me. My dream was to build a 4 BHK home in the city of Mumbai, in the city of Thane, and that's what I have it, and that's what my dream was.